Hey Jesse, I've crafted a fun story to learn the entire Protista kingdom. How much do you know about Protestants?
Hi, Chirpy. I know little about them. 1. Members of Protista are primarily aquatic. 2. Being eukaryotes, the Protestant cell body contains a well defined nucleus and other membrane bound organelles. 3. Some have flagella or cilia. 4. Protists reproduce asexually and sexually by a process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. Now, I can't wait to enjoy the story.
There was a kingdom called Protista. There lived a flagellated Dian. Jessie was stuck on the ugly, slimy mold, crying and praying to deity to get the golden alga, despite having protozoans there to help her. Here, flagellated Dian is dinoflagellate, ugly is euglenoids, slimy mold is slime mold, crying and praying to deity to get golden algae despite is chrysophytes, diatoms, golden algae or desmids. Protozoans is protozoa. So good. I'll never mix up these tough names again. But the story doesn't end here. We have to study all the 5 groups in detail. Group 1, chrysophytes. This group includes diatoms and golden algae or desmids. They are found in freshwater as well as in marine environments. They are microscopic and float passively in water currents, that is, plankton. Most of them are photosynthetic. In diatoms, the cell walls form 2 thin overlapping shells which fit together as in a soap box. The walls are embedded with silica and thus the walls are indestructible.
Oh, thus diatoms have left behind large amount of cell wall deposits in their habitat. This accumulation over billions of years is referred to as diatomeous earth. Being gritty, this soil is used in polishing, filtration of oils and syrups. Diatoms are the chief producers in the oceans.
Very true. Now group 2, dinoflagellates. These organisms are mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending on the main pigments present in their cells. The cell wall has a stiff cellulose plate on the outer surface. Most of them have 2 flagella, one lies longitudinally and the other transversely in a furrow between the wall plates. Very often red dinoflagellates, example Goniaolax, undergo such rapid multiplication that they make the sea appear red or red tides. Toxins released by such large numbers may even kill other marine animals such as fishes. OMG, that's almost scary, like the name Dian. Let's continue group 3, euglenoids. Majority of them are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. Instead of a cell wall, they have a protein-rich layer called pellicle, which makes the body flexible. They have 2 flagella, a short and a long one. Though they are photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, when deprived of sunlight, they behave like heterotrophs by predating on other smaller organisms.
And interestingly, the pigments of euglenoids are identical to those present in higher plants. Example euglena.
That's correct. Now group 4, slime molds. Slime molds are saprophytic protists. The body moves along decaying twigs and leaves engulfing organic material. Under suitable conditions, they form an aggregation called plasmodium, which may grow and spread over several feet. During unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium differentiates and forms fruiting bodies bearing spores at their tips. The spores possess true walls. They are extremely resistant and survive for many years, even under adverse conditions. The spores are dispersed by air currents.
I've taken notes on everything important you told me, Chirpy.
Wait, last but not the least, group 5, protozoans. All protozoans are heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. They are believed to be primitive relatives of animals. There are 4 major groups of protozoans. 1. Amoeboid protozoans. These organisms live in freshwater, seawater or moist soil. They move and capture their prey by putting out pseudopodia or false feet as an amoeba. Marine forms have silica shells on their surface. Some of them, such as entamoeba, are parasites. 2. Flagellated protozoans. The members of this group are either free-living or parasitic. They have flagella. The parasitic forms cause diseases such as sleeping sickness, example trypanosoma. 3. Ciliated protozoans. These are aquatic, actively moving organisms because of the presence of thousands of cilia. They have a cavity, gullet, that opens to the outside of the cell surface. The coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to be steered into the gullet, example paramecium. 4. Sporozoans. This includes diverse organisms that have an infectious spore-like stage in their life cycle. The most notorious is Plasmodium, malarial parasite, which causes malaria, a disease which has a staggering effect on human population.
Thanks, Chirpy, especially for the sticky story you crafted for me.